How's it going, Southern Miss? I'm Caden Robin, and welcome back to your SMTV Sports segment. We at SMTV wanted to honor and remember former Athletic Foundation President Robert Bobby Dews Sr., who passed away 2 weeks ago. Dews will forever be etched in Southern Miss's history as a student, an athlete, a member of the USM Foundation Board of Directors, a member of the Executive Board of the USM Athletic Foundation, and much more. SMTV offers our condolences to all the family and friends of Dews and offer our gratitude to the Dews family for all of their support to Southern Miss throughout the years. Thank you again. And now let's see how our red-hot Golden Eagles did this past week. The Golden Eagles took 3 straight wins in Ruston versus Louisiana Tech. In Friday's matchup, Southern Miss found themselves down 3-2 going into the 4th inning. But a grand slam home run by Kyle Morrison sent him and 3 others rounding home plate to take a 5-2 lead. They closed out their first win 8-3. The next day, the Golden Eagles had another big 4th inning with 6 runs, giving them a massive lead. They kept their foot on the gas and finished the game with a commanding 11-0 victory. One final game in Ruston, Southern Miss came out and quickly scored the final run of the game, but LA Tech tied the game with a run of their own. The Bulldogs took a 2-1 lead until Southern Miss got back-to-back runs in the 4th to take a 3-2 lead. Once again, the Golden Eagles closed out their 6-2 victory as they finished the weekend with a perfect 3-0 record. On Tuesday, the Golden Eagles faced off against Mississippi State. Dre Barrett and Seth Smith each hit big home runs as Southern Miss took a commanding 5-0 lead going into the 5th inning. The Bulldogs came back and led by 1 going into the bottom of the 7th inning, but the Golden Eagles managed to secure back-to-back runs to hold off Mississippi State as they claimed the 7-6 win. The men's tennis team had their own success this weekend. Taking on University of New Orleans on Friday, the Golden Eagles earned their 4th win of the season with a dominant 6-1 win. They followed it up with a 5-2 victory against Norfolk University, led by Kale Mazet and Jay Temmings' 5th straight doubles victory. The women's tennis team started their weekend off well. They took a clutch 4-2 comeback victory on Saturday versus Norfolk, giving them their 5th win of the season. But on Sunday versus Kennesaw State, the Golden Eagles lost 4-0. The Lady Eagles had a big 28-point third quarter versus University of Louisiana, at Monroe, and it gave them a big double-digit lead going into the 4th. Thanks to Jacayla Johnson's 32-point game, the Golden Eagles fended off ULM's comeback as they won 68-61. Southern Miss's basketball team closed out their regular season with a big 68-55 win over South Alabama. 3 players scored in double figures for the Golden Eagles, including 18 points off the bench for Shianti Tramble. The Golden Eagles start their Sun Belt Conference tournament today, March 5th. Women's golf played at the Old Barnwell Golf Course in Aiken, South Carolina early this week. As a team, they are 6 out of 12 in the tournament. Southern Miss's beach volleyball team goes 0-4 over the Tiger Belt tournament. Despite hard fights from the Golden Eagles, they lose 4 straight games in Baton Rouge. But there is still cause for celebration for Southern Miss's beach volleyball team, as Laurel Dennis and Sadie McGada took home the Sun Belt Conference Pair of the Week last Wednesday. They boasted a 3-1 record to start the season. Keep it up. The young Golden Eagles softball team is bringing energy to the softball complex. With only 2 upperclassmen starters, Southern Miss stands as one of the youngest softball teams in the Sun Belt Conference. The young players have earned their spot in head coach Natalie Poole's eyes.
Their energy is pretty awesome. You know, they're fun to be around. They're competitive. They know how to win, and they've come from places where they've really competed well. And so, whenever we recruited them, we wanted to see that from them, just who they are and who they have been, and then just to kind of take on sort of the maturity that was needed to be able to play this. But their energy and their efforts, their work ethic is really good, and so I've just enjoyed seeing that grow.
The Golden Eagles hosted the Hub City Classic to close out February. Sophomore Hannah Christensen's 5 runs led the way for Southern Miss to go undefeated over their 5-game weekend. They pushed their win streak to 7 after a 5-2 win versus Alcorn State on Tuesday. They will travel to Jacksonville for the Jacksonville University and University of North Florida tournament starting March 6th. This has been your SMTV Sports segment with Caden Robin. And remember, Southern Miss to the top.